Alright, so we have a fun one here. Well, should be fun for as long as it lasts. So, Bryan Barberena versus Jason Witt. Barberena has a 2-inch height advantage and a 2-inch reach advantage. So we know Barberena has been around for a while. He comes in as southpaw. He's a brawler, likes fighting in the pocket, likes, putting hands on guys, and he's got heavy hands. And Jason Witt, he's got a really bad understanding of range and where his opponents can hit him. He doesn't realize, where he is in a fight, and it does get him caught. But Jason Witt on the feet, he's mostly looking for that big overhand right, which is fine. It's a little basic, but his striking isn't really something he relies on. He's more of a wrestler. He likes to, get the body lock. He'll chain a single to a body lock quite frequently. So, if you're preparing for Jason Witt, you've probably got to prepare for that transition. But yeah, he likes that single to a body lock, turns the corner, gets the body lock, looks for the outside leg trip from there. And when he gets on top, he looks for short elbows as ground and pound. How these guys win fights? So for Jason Witt, he's got a good blast double. And for Bryan Barberena, he has good volume and a great chin. How these guys lose fights? So for Jason Witt, it's the striking tendencies. It's just a range understanding, basically. But yeah, his chin's just absolute glass as well. Like in total, he's at 25 fights. He's been finished by strikes in 20% of those fights. So that's quite a high percentage when you really step back and think about it. But yeah, path to victory for these two. So for Bryan Barberena, sprawl and brawl, for sure. No kicks, because Witt will look to catch them and then look to ground you, so don't do that. For Jason Witt, I think look to obviously get the fight to the mat, but the way you can do that is that when Bryan Barberena throws the 3-2, he generally just doesn't throw the right hook by itself. He's generally following it with a 2 or a straight left after it. So, after you maybe dodge the right hook, look to level change, and then he's generally going to look for the straight left. So maybe you can time it underneath there and catch him off balance and take him down from there. He does have a nice blast double, does Jason Witt. And then look to take him down, look to keep him down there. Once you're in a dominant position, focus on control first, and then position, and then ground and pound from there. If possible, try and get him down in the center of the octagon, where he doesn't have the fence near him, because, he is quite good at getting up near the fence. So just try and take him down the center of the octagon if possible, but if not, yeah, look to try and maybe turn him so he's not, getting close to the fence when you do have him down. How I see the fight going? So Barberena's takedown defense actually looked, really good in his last fight. Looks like he's been working quite hard on his takedown defense, because it used to be how he would lose fights, generally. And I think the same sprawl and brawl game plan that he used against Anthony Ivy is the move here. Witt's wrestling is decent, but he just has no margin for error with his chin. Like, it's just absolutely glass. And Bam Bam, Bryan Barberena, he's just notoriously hard to hold down and land ground and pound on too. So I think it's going to be hard for Jason Witt to implement his usual strategy. But he definitely could get Bryan Barberena down and look to really control him. Just probably not get too much damage, maybe in a bit of a lay and pray type performance. But yeah, I just Barberena is not someone you really want to trust at these odds, but I just can't visualize this fight without Witt just lying flat on his back at the end of it. Like, Witt's chin, it just looks like it's an off button at this point. Like Semmelsberger, he doesn't even hit that hard. He hits, he hits moderately hard, but he's not a huge power puncher. And I think he put him out with like the first strike or something, just like 15 seconds into the fight. And Bam Bam, he hits much harder than Semmelsberger, in my opinion. So I just can't really visualize Witt taking too many shots, honestly, from Bam Bam. Alright, so if you guys could like the video, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much. Alright, so the prediction is Barberena by KO in round 1. I think he could even be a bigger favourite. Just takedown defense is good enough to stuff most of Witt's offense, and Witt's chin is just nothing. Yeah, so I don't hate a parlay involving Barberena at anything over like $1.35 or minus 285 or whatever that is. What I'm looking at is Barberena round 1 at like $4 or plus 300, or Barberena KO at $2.10 or plus 110. I really can't see how Jason Witt doesn't get put out cold in this one, if he's getting put out by Semmelsberger. So, I don't know. But that's what I'm looking at.